There are three ways homes cost money. Most people plan for one of them. All the stress lives in the other two. If owning a home feels more expensive than you expected, it doesn't mean something went wrong. It usually means you were taught how to plan for the payment, but not the house. Before we go further, I want to slow down for a second. If home ownership has felt heavier than expected, whether you're living in the house yourself or you're renting it out, that doesn't mean you failed. It usually means you're seeing the structure without a framework. When the brain sees uneven costs, it interprets that as instability. But uneven does not mean unsafe. It often just means cyclical. When most people buy a home, the conversation revolves around one number: the payment. Can you afford it? What are the taxes? What's the insurance going to be? These are responsible questions. They matter. But they describe only one dimension of ownership. A home does not cost money in one dimension. It costs money in time, it costs money in cycles, and it costs money in layers. When you rent, your exposure is capped. You pay a predictable amount each month. If something major fails, someone else absorbs the shock. Your nervous system gets used to stability. When you own, that cap disappears. You inherit the systems behind the walls, and those systems are aging, whether you're thinking about it or not. So here's the framework: 3 layers. Layer 1, monthly fixed cost. Your mortgage, property taxes, homeowners insurance, maybe HOA dues. These are visible, they're scheduled, they're predictable. And this is the layer that lenders evaluate. It's where most planning stops. Layer 2 is ongoing wear costs. This is the cost of use, servicing the HVAC, fixing small plumbing leaks, repainting exterior trim. Nothing dramatic, but constant. This is entropy in action. Things slowly move toward repair. Now, layer 3 is deferred replacement costs. The roof, the HVAC system, the water heater, the electrical panel, the windows, the appliances. These systems have lifespans: 10 years, 15 years, 25 years. For a long time, nothing happens. But then something does. Stress concentrates in timing, not in the payment. But when layer 2 and layer 3 overlap, when routine maintenance is already happening and a major system reaches end of life all at the same time. Let me give you a real world example. So a couple buys a home built in the early 2000s. The inspection looks solid, systems are functioning. For 5 years, everything feels manageable. Minor repairs, routine upkeep, no major shocks. Then the HVAC fails during peak summer. It's expensive, but manageable. 8 months later, the water heater leaks. It's replaced. A year later, the roof inspection shows accelerated wear. Individually, none of these are unusual. Together, they compress. They create the feeling that the home is draining money. But it isn't chaos. It's cycle alignment. Another example: a buyer stretches slightly to enter a strong school district. Mortgage works, but the home's older. The plumbing's original, the windows are drafty, and the driveway needs resurfacing. But it's nothing catastrophic. But the cumulative pressure builds. The house now feels heavier than expected, not because of the mortgage alone, but because ownership exposes layers that were invisible at closing. And here's the part most people don't articulate. When costs spike unevenly, the brain defaults to worst case interpretation. It assumes instability means risk. What did I do wrong? But long cycle assets behave unevenly. They're quiet for years and then loud for months. If you only think monthly, you will always feel behind. If you think in lifespans, you regain perspective. When you see timing, you reduce surprise. When you reduce surprise, you reduce stress. So here's what to do this week. Don't build a spreadsheet. Don't calculate 10-year projections. Don't price out every system. Walk through your home. Make a simple list. Roof, HVAC, water heater, major appliances, plumbing, electrical, and write down an estimated age. Doesn't have to be exact. 5 years old, 10 years old. If you don't know, be honest. When you see age, you see timing. When you see timing, you see structure. And when you see structure, you regain calm. If you want a simple starting point, there's something called the 10-minute home reality check on levelupresidential.com. It's designed to create clarity without overwhelm. You can find the link below to the website. If this framework was helpful, like the video. Subscribe if you want more calm, structured thinking about ownership. This channel is about understanding before optimizing. Once you understand the plan, organizing it becomes easier. And that's what tools are for. But later.